I think it's a very imaginative sort of a theme that's been chosen, which is about learn, explore, and imagine. And we have a fantastic lineup of panel, and I'll take a minute to introduce each one of them and sort of then invite them to start the proceedings. First, I'd like to introduce Mr. Kingshuk Nag. He's the resident editor of the Times of India Hyderabad edition. To all those of us, I actually say us in Hyderabad, he's a very familiar name. We all know him. He's spent 10 years now in Hyderabad, or 9 years, I think 2005. 9 years since he moved to Hyderabad. Pretty much the same time that I moved, I left Hyderabad, he's still here, so which is good for Hyderabad. He's someone who you would call 24/7 journalist, and in the media industry, as you would imagine, there's never a dull moment. And also, more importantly, they don't have something called a holiday or a break, because newspapers come all days of the year. And as the editor of this, newspaper, he has a very busy schedule. One thing I do want to talk about, and he will talk about, an interesting idea later, is based on his book that he wrote recently called The Saffron Tide, which actually traces the origin and the growth of BJP. He'll talk about some of his findings, but also in the run-up to the elections, there was a book, there was all this euphoria about who could be the next prime minister, the wave that Modi was creating, and some would say tsunami, some would say in a different way. But he wrote a book about Modi, which actually was probably one of the most objective, books on Modi. And it becomes even more interesting given that he spent several years in Ahmedabad, especially during those very controversial years as the editor of the Ahmedabad edition of Times of India. And Mr. Nag believes very passionately in his in the motto of his school, Frank Anthony's in Delhi, which is courage is destiny. And so that's the sort of motto that he lives by. Thank you so much, Mr. Nag, for taking time out to be here with us this evening. Our next speaker is... Thank you. Our next speaker is Mr. Parth Sarthi, who's the chairman of Carvey Global Services. How many of you invest in stock market?